Welcome to a Thesis Defense at Atlantic International University, AIU. Today's date is the 22nd of November, 2021, and we're going to have myself, Dr. Edward Lambert, with Dr. Freddie Fregis, two advisors, and the student is Andre Mboule, who is actually studying a doctorate in project management. So we are going to be looking at his thesis, asking questions, and he'll be doing an actual summary presentation of it first, and then we'll get into the questions. How long will your presentation be?
Some 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay. So then let's go ahead and verify your identity. What is your date of birth and your address?
Sorry?
Oh, first we ask your date of birth and your address.
Oh, date of birth, 18th of January, 1960. Address, Yaoundé, Central Region, Cameroon.
Okay, perfect. You are ready to go. Go ahead and start with your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, distinguished advisors and eventual guests. I am Andre Mboule, candidate for a PhD in project management at the Atlantic International University. I'm defending my thesis entitled Conceptualization or Conceptualizing the Project-Based Approach as a Model to Apply in Entrepreneurial Initiatives and Business Development, Application to the Fountain of Living Water Foundation in the Christian Ministry. Let me share the contents of my presentation in 6 sections. Section 1 on general context and rationale. The background of our study is characterized by the boom in entrepreneurship across the globe. Many people are now engaged in entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship has become a course study in many colleges. Because the global economy and service economy offers many business opportunities, people are engaged in creating or owning businesses. This offers them the means to produce and commercialize their goods and services as a result of the concretization of the ideas, but also they gain a certain prestige of having a manager status and transforming their way of living and even getting the assurance for a way their career or living. But unfortunately, these benefits would plunge many entrepreneurs in the eagerness to start up a business. And we will not notice that the idea must be first concretized through the formation of a project. The context of the study is characterized by the project management oriented minds, because as project managers, entrepreneurs will strive to transform their ideas into reality. But this is done through approaches. They need to gain or maybe to acquire competencies and skills and even get acquainted of approaches that would transform their ideas into reality. So entrepreneurs and project managers, we share the same approaches. Our study is a qualitative study. The purpose is to explore a topic, the project-based approach, and even to understand or explain our opinion that this approach is a model that will apply in entrepreneurship. So by using the Delphi method, we intended to identify the project management concepts that are necessary to entrepreneurial initiatives. We also try to bring a kind of improved understanding of this approach in maybe identifying it as a concept or a set of concepts. We have also developed a model based on the project-based approach as a concept or set of concepts, a model that we have tested. We have tested the model, we have tested its applicability in an entrepreneurial initiative named the Fountain of Living Water Foundation project in the Christian ministry. And we think that this could be, we studied it as a practical model for entrepreneurs, project managers, and even project sponsors that engage in the successful stages of entrepreneurship and business development. The second section is about the problem statement. What is the problem? The problem is that in this area, in these areas of entrepreneurship and business development, people will be directly oriented to create a business, to create a company, instead of forming a project that would be managed for a specific period and provide for the opportunity to start up a business. There is a mistake in here. The common mistakes is to give more consideration and effort to the business creation project than to the product or service development project. So in considering the product or service development project, we just realized that these entrepreneurs and project managers normally do not develop a project to first the results in the product of a service, and secondly to see the opportunity to create a company that will produce and commercialize the service or the product. So our approach here is just to provide the skills, the competencies, and even the method or even the model to form a project first before going into business creation. We have conducted our study based on 3 research questions. Research question 1, what components or features characterize the project-based approach? 2, what makes the PBAP a model for entrepreneurship? And research question 3, how to practically apply and test the PBAP model in the Fountain of Living Water Foundation project idea. Going into the literature, we did not find studies, specific studies, or even research projects that are directly related to our topic, the project-based approach. But we tried to identify some closed, call it what, closed themes, closed concepts, like project approach, program-based approach, sector-wide approach, project-based organization, or OPM, organizational project management, project-oriented companies, and projectized organization. Our conceptual framework that would help build the conceptual model of our study just tried to understand how these concepts would help build our study, like project organizational strategy, project management, leadership development, entrepreneurship, and the scope model. We resulted in designing this conceptual mode as you can see it. All the concepts, we call it, we made a package, we identified a package of as multi-concepts that will help to build the model, the project-based approach model, to be applied in entrepreneurship and business development and tested in an application called the Follow Foundation, Fountain of Living Water, we pronounce Follow Foundation project. About the research design and methodology, we based our research strategy on the Ubuntu philosophical worldview, the African philosophy, I am because you are, or a person is a person through other people. well stated in an African language, in Nguni language, or Kosa language, Ubuntu, Gumuntu, Gabantu. Just because Ubuntu relies upon a constructivist nature. This is a nature where the set of beliefs is well shared by African people, and also because with Ubuntu we will have a framework or a set of beliefs to help understand this phenomenon, the project-based approach that influences individuals' behaviors and even professional processes. The research approach or research methods is a qualitative approach. Just because we don't know the variables in this study, we have not identified variables, and even because the phenomenon is not well explored within a given, is not explored within a given population, and also that with a qualitative research method, we will have the means to explore and understand the meaning individuals and group attribute to this professional problem. So that when we will frame our research, that will be done in terms of words, pictures, objects, and narratives. We used the Delphi method. The Delphi method for data collection in 3-round process. We just used for each round a specific questionnaire. The first round to collect the opinion of the Delphi panel. The second round to get the consensus, and in also this round we included the design of the project-based approach model. And the third and final round, we found a consensus on the second list on the model, and we included a test for the application test, of the PBAP model into the follow project. The Delphi method needs a panel of experts. So you can see on the table that we have identified experts, 12 experts in 4 areas of expertise. Of course, we have also been sensitive to gender balance. We tried to consider the gender of our expert, and also the nationality. They are from almost 7 nationalities and 5 countries of residence. And the table also shows how our experts participated in the 3 rounds. The interview protocol to build our questionnaires was based on an online survey application called SurveyMonkey. About data analysis, we proceeded by inductive reasoning. So we made specific observation and draw inference about larger and more general phenomena, as we will see in the findings and analysis, interpretation. We also use for a thorough analysis, we used the NVivo software. NVivo is a qualitative data analysis software that helps to generate the settings, the categories, the themes, and even unexpected themes to be represented in the narratives. Now, let us look about the findings and interpretation. To respond to question 1, the PBA concept, what concept characterize the PBAP method? A strong consensus. In fact, we indicated that we will look for a ratio of almost 70% to declare, that we have a strong consensus. So a strong consensus was reached for the following concepts, as you can see with the percentages: project leadership, role model, organization, project management, methodology, project design, strategic goals, project management. These are the main concepts for question 1. You can see in the diagram how the experts responded to some of the questions. About the PBAP model, we reached a strong consensus for 2 pillars and a moderate consensus near or just below 70% for three pillars. So one of the pillars is people. The other is results and outputs, triggering event for moderate consensus, activities and processes, cases and application. To respond to the third question, when we test the model, the follow project, we just realized that this project highlights the following PBAP concepts. The leadership role mode were highlighted. That's the African Ubuntu slide. The organization with a given structure was also highlighted. And also the business opportunity that is provided by the crowds of football fans. This is how we tested based on the concept. Based on the model, the following was also highlighted. The triggering event, that's the AFCON 2021 competition. The result or output, the 4-week 27 Christian service for evangelism and spiritual edification. Now, during the thorough analysis with NVivo, this is how the concepts were classified. We had 3 classes of concept with the causal relationships represented by arrows. The specific concepts that are recognizable concepts for the PBAP as the tip of the iceberg concept. So this approach is recognized by an organization with a business, skills that are demonstrated by the people, the management principle, the leadership style, and of course, a project that is the substance of the approach. But at the basis of this pyramid, we have superordinate or STEM concept, goals, business, and project management that generates the basic concepts. About the PBAP model pillars, the thorough analysis with NVivo, I just remind that NVivo will have fresh insights and even unexpected themes. We identified 3 pillars: people, consisted of innovators, entrepreneurs, processes, consisted of project management, methodology, processes, business development processes, and technologies, production technologies, and ICT. So the people will just develop the skills and competence, leadership role model, and the processes will help develop the project, the management, the product, and technologies will be based on technical skills and knowledge. When we apply this to our project, we just realize that the people in our projects or the pillars in our project are constituted by people who are Christian and clergymen, who will be the entrepreneurs or leaders that will constitute team with the Ubuntu leadership style, using the competences in evangelism, praying, and teaching, and the processes to create the follow foundation or to deliver the 4-week 24/7 Christian service as a project deliverable, or even to manage the triggering event AFCON 2020 will derived, I see the processes will derived from the PM methodology, and the technologies here will be audiovisual techniques, ICT, to share biblical scriptures and to sustain equipment, the necessary equipment and infrastructures. Now, to end it all, the recommendations. For implementing the PBAP model, we recommend it to be adopted as a method and a practical tool for professionals and organizations with a project-oriented mindset. We recommend this model, the PBAP model, to innovators, entrepreneurs, project managers, and business developers. For future research, given that literature review did not provide specific studies on this topic, we will suggest or recommend this topic to gain further exploration, and also to maybe publish the findings in scholarly and professional journals. We also recommend that academics get interested to disseminate this topic, research topic, as a set of concepts, a theory, or a model in scholarly lectures. These are the references that are cited in my presentation, and thank you for your kind attention.
Dr. Freitas, your turn.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this excellent presentation. Thank you, Dr. Edward. I'm going to go ahead and ask you a couple of questions. I think 2 or 3 questions. First of all, in your title, in the title of your thesis, you're talking about entrepreneurship. I would like to know, what is the relationship between entrepreneurship and project management? So this is the first question.
Mm-hmm.
Please,
okay.
Please go ahead. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. An entrepreneur is. Oh, sorry. Sorry. There is an echo. There's an echo there. An entrepreneur is someone who wants to transform his idea into a reality. A project manager is also someone who wants to transform an idea into a reality. So I just explained and presented it in the context of the study. So this could be the relation that an entrepreneur needs to get through a project, like the project manager. To make it short, unless you will need some details, some more details.
Okay. Okay. So from my understanding, do you mean that you need to be a good project manager to be a good entrepreneur? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that an entrepreneur will need to get a method, an approach, a tool, a model to manage his project, or maybe to manage the approach or the techniques, or to have the skills to transform his idea into a reality through a project, therefore through a project management process or methodology.
Okay, thank you so much for your answers. So now I would like to know. What are the tools? What are the qualities to be a good entrepreneur? To be successful as an entrepreneur, what are the tools? What do you need to be a good entrepreneur?
Okay, I'll just remind. Please, thank you. I'll just remind that in the scope of our study, we just excluded that this study does not, we say that this study does not cover, it's not a study on entrepreneurship, but because I'm interested in, I even teach entrepreneurship, the tools that are known now is just maybe the tools for business creation. These are the main tools that are taught: business creation, and also some steps to go from the idea idea, description of the idea, going through the project, and even also how to design a business plan. But we are insisting on getting through a project, because with project management, we have the assurance to be more effective and even more efficient. We have noticed that most of the time, because the project or even the project deliverable is not well really call it what, it's not mastered. When the entrepreneurs go directly through business creation, they face many difficulties and even failures.
So you agree with me that you will need some project management skill in order to be able to perform well as an entrepreneur?
Yes, of course. I even published in a professional, in a magazine. I published in 2018 a paper to just propose to entrepreneurs to maybe get some skills, some knowledge about project management. Thank you.
Okay, so I think Dr. Freddie, his camera froze there. But
thank you very much.
I want to ask about project
management.
There is echo there.
Now, project management. Can you hear me?
Please come again. Project
management is a fairly new field of study, and I really like it. And I think many more people should study project management because, like you say, it's more efficient. So can you explain in detail why project management is more efficient in actually bringing your idea to manifestation?
Okay. When we see the definition of what is project management, like defined by the PMI, that is the authoritative institution, Project Management Institute. Project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activity to meet the project requirements. You see, that we have a combination of all this to go through the expected deliverables, be they products or be it a product, sorry, because there is a unique result as the deliverable or the output of a project. So be it a product, be it a service, or be it a business objectives. So we will also manage the project through a project management plan with all the resources identified, be they financial resources, human resources, or call it physical, other physical resources. So with the project management framework of project management combination of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques, I think we will not engage in a project without knowing what we will have at the end of the project, without knowing how we should apply all the means, all the skills, all the knowledge and competencies we might have to be effective and efficient. Thank you.
Now, as far as being an entrepreneur, that is a very, very important job. The people really have to understand how how to plan a business. Where do you see like forming a business plan in your thesis? Who forms the business plan? The entrepreneur? Or is that part of project management? Or is that part of understanding business where you have to know marketing, finance, accounting, organizational structure? The business plan is really important, but don't you need the business plan before you actually do project management?
Thank you, Edward. That's a good point. In fact, a business plan is just when you want to create your company. The business plan is really when you have closed your project, you now know the deliverable project or a service, and you now study the opportunity. When you study the opportunity to start a business, to create a company, that is the moment where you engage in designing a business plan. So you may run your project, you may have the expected output, and you decide not to engage in creating a company. So you will not need to design a business plan. So just to say it again, the business plan is just when you engage in creating a company, but when you run your project without having a business plan, by using only the project management combination of what I said, the methods, the techniques, the tools, the skills, and the means.
So you would take the business plan and put it under project planning.
That would not be okay. That would not be a business plan. Yeah, in the steps, in the planning steps. No, so if you consider the process groups after the initiating process group, you have the planning process group. So and even this has evolved with the 7th edition of the Project Management Book of Knowledge that was just published this year. The principles have changed now, but talking about this planning process, yeah, we have a planning process before the execution process and control and closing process. But the planning process is not about a business plan. No, it's not about a business plan. It's just about planning how to mobilize the means, how to go through the activities according to a schedule, a time schedule. Yeah, that's all about this in project management, but not about a business plan.
That is an excellent question because your answer is excellent because you created this group for the planning process, and that's exactly what you need to do. You need to have the marketer there, you need to have the financial manager there, you need to have the advertising manager there, you need to have the project manager there. You need to have everybody involved in that planning process so they can input, and that really does create the business plan right there.
No,
and that's part of the project planning process. So I totally agree with you. Excellent answer. That shows me you really understand the project planning process.
Thank you.
Because really, when it comes down to starting a new business, it's a project, and it has to go through the planning, it has to go through the implementation, all the way to the evaluation and monitoring, feedback processes, and redoing some of the parts. So really, project management is the study of actually manifesting your ideas. And so people can study business and marketing, and they can write a business plan, but sometimes they don't have the skills to actually put it into practice and manifest.
That's right.
And that's where project management, the skills of project management come in.
That's it.
So if you just look at the whole project from the very beginning as a project management action, then at the very beginning, you're going to pull together everybody who creates that business plan as part of the project planning process, and then you go forward. I totally agree with you. So that's one thing I really love about your thesis, is that you take project management to the level that it needs to go, which I don't think it's gone to yet. And many people keep business management above project management, and project management is somehow a subset of business administration. But I agree with you, project management actually is business administration. And I don't think people realize that yet. How would you respond to that?
Yeah, when we see the concepts, maybe I'll get back to the pyramid. Yeah, at the base, what we call the STEM concept, you see that this approach is generated, let us say it like that, on the basis of a business with strategic goals that could be achieved, or that needs to be achieved through project management. That's how we explained in the thesis. That's how we explained the superordinate concept that are not generated by any other concept. So yes, a business with strategic goals needs project management to achieve these goals. And in the middle of this pyramid, the category called the basic concepts, we see how this superordinate or STEM concept influence or generate the other concepts. That's how I can just summarize it.
And I would just say to you that I agree with you. And you're explaining this very well, and you're seeing something that's really important here, is that project managers have a greater value than I think people realize. A lot of people in business realize their value, but it's much greater than they realize. But if you take a project manager with all of the knowledge of business management, wow, that's where you want to go.
Exactly, Dr.
Go ahead, Dr. Frages.
Yeah, exactly, Dr. Edward. I totally agree with you. In order to be effective as an entrepreneur, you need to have some project management skills in order to be successful. It's part of the success. You need to have that. Don't you agree with me?
Thank you. I appreciate. I'm really touched by your comments.
And also, I wanted to find out the Fountain of Living Water Foundation. What are you actually doing? What does the foundation has as a purpose? What is the aim of the foundation?
Yeah, let's get to let's get to this this slide. In fact, we have described an entrepreneurial initiative. We can maybe classify it as a social entrepreneurial initiative. The Fountain of Living Water project is just a project that will conduct evangelism, praying and preaching activities during the African Cup of Nations that would hold in Cameroon from January to February next year. So this project intends to provide a 24/7 Christian service near the stadium where the football games, in fact, where the competition will happen in 6 cities in Cameroon. So we will just have Christians, lay Christians, and clergymen that would conduct these activities for people, even football fans, that would just spend a moment to listen to the word of God, to pray after or before they go to. In fact, they go in the stadium. So this is how. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Dr. Freitas, is that all the questions you have?
Yes, Dr. Edward, for now,
Yeah,
yes.
I think for me too, that's all the questions I have, because that one question about the business plan was the key question to really pull this all together for me. And so when he answered it perfectly, seeing a group process, then I knew he understood. And so for me, I completely love this thesis and the work of Andre and Mboule. I do.
Thank you, Edward.
So I don't have any more questions.
Yeah, same here, Dr. Edward. He was actually able to answer all the questions, even the trickiest one, in a very professional manner. And I think he really understands the topic very well. So for now, no questions.
Yeah, he has the key ingredients to actually create a lot of entrepreneurs and give them a lot of success. He has the key ingredients here to really make it work, to actually create economic activity and create new businesses. So
yeah,
you got to go off and running. You got to get busy, because a lot of people out there to help.
Thank you.
And you have the vision to really know how to help them.
So you're right, Dr. Edward, but I would like to know if in Cameroon, do you have the environment or the atmosphere, is it feasible for any entrepreneur or anyone willing to do something on their own? Do they have any support from the government, or do they have the right environment in order to be able to operate?
Yes. In fact, we even teach the difference between an entrepreneur spirit and a business spirit. We teach the difference. In fact, I mostly teach in French. So we made the difference that the business spirit, in fact, entrepreneur spirit, it's for the people who engage or who want to engage in entrepreneurship. And the business spirit is for the government that will just put in place the laws, the facilities, and the adequate environment for business inventors, for entrepreneurs. And in Cameroon, of course, we have a kind of conducive environment for entrepreneurship. And we have also, personally, I have received a training by the European Union as an entrepreneur's coach. In fact, we were trained. So we were around 10 people at that time, a group of 10 in 2017, that was trained as coaches. in entrepreneurship. So the environment is being created by the government, with many public agencies like the Cameroon, call it in French, Agence pour l'investissement. Yeah, agency for investment. You have a bank for SMEs. You have a bank for SMEs and so on. And even there are courses. There are courses that are taught in colleges and universities on entrepreneurship.
So meaning that, as per what you're saying, meaning that in order to open a company, to open for a young entrepreneur to set up a business in Cameroon, they can have it open within a couple of days. So meaning that I would like to open, for instance, a business in Cameroon. Is it easy to just work out in any administration and have it open?
Yeah, but I want to make the difference between a business owner or a business, call it what, a business manager or a business investor with an entrepreneur. So the difference is there.
I would just let's have it simple. I'm a young entrepreneur, and I'm right in Cameroon, and maybe I know how to, for instance, let's say I'm into the agri business, and I would like to open I would like to register my company as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So is it difficult? Do you have this facility in order to set up a business?
Yeah, there are facilities to open. Yeah, to create a business is not difficult, but to now get the financial means, call it like that. Let's summarize it. The financial means,
exactly.
That is the most difficult part of the initiative.
Do you have a loan system?
There is a loan system. There's even a bank. Yeah, there's a bank for SMEs now, and even though you have commercial banks, I can say that we have what you can call business banks with in fact no, we have commercial. Most of the banks here are commercial ones, and yes, they are also involved in financing business creation and even entrepreneurs. But the most difficult part of it is to get the finances. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how does the government help the entrepreneur? Do they have a kind of exemption system or tax system that will enable the young entrepreneur to find himself in the market? Do they have some exemption for entrepreneur?
Oh yes, we have many facilities facilitating initiatives, especially in the Ministry of Youth and Ministry of Employment. They have initiatives to accompany, to support, and even to finance the projects from young entrepreneurs. Yeah, we have facilities in Cameroon for that.
Okay, so I would just reiterate my question. I want to know if, for instance, when you are an entrepreneur, you have set up a business, I would like to know if you have some exemption, maybe for the first 5 years. Do you have some tax exemption that the government, some relief that the government is offering to the young Cameroonian entrepreneurs?
Yes, of course. Yeah, yes, of course. Even for there is even for big companies, there is a code, an investment code that will just exempt the investors for some taxes, custom taxes, and even some even some other facilities about social expenses and so on. So yeah, there are facilities for that. There are exemptions here in the investment code, and even in this government initiatives, there are facilities that are offered to young entrepreneurs.
Okay, thank you so much for your answers. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Freddie.
Dr.
Okay.
Edward, Dr. Edward, just to add it up to what, before we close this meeting, I would like just to stress on the fact that I'm happy that Mr. Andre is actually giving me an overview of the current situation of Cameroon so far as entrepreneurship is concerned, meaning that anyone from the diaspora could actually come to Cameroon today and set up a business, and having the support of the government in order to be financially stable, have his business up running.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much then. Thank you so much for everything, for your answers.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
what I'm seeing here is this is the type of research that goes to such a high level of understanding to become so practical and so useful for society that all I want to see is Andre Mboule doing seminars. I want to see him have a web page. I want to see him writing a book. I want to see him putting together software programs to help people design businesses. I want to see him doing the whole package so that someone can take your program and be able to start businesses. So that you create a package of like software, a book, a guide, and some different tools, and then they pay you money for it. They download it to their computer, and then they can use your package to actually start creating businesses. How to analyze the business, how to project plan it, how to manifest it, the steps you have to take, and make it more efficient. I see you putting together a project management package for business creation.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then you sell it on the internet, and you're going to help a lot of people and yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. And maybe you can add up some of the things that could attract investors in Cameroon. I'll take example, maybe you have the agri business, you have the real estate business. You can have it listed in the web page or maybe the blog that you would like to share with the public, so that investors will be able to see them and contact him in order to be able to learn in Cameroon in order to do business. It could be a facilitator as well in order to help people with their investment in Cameroon. Yeah.
And if you don't have time to do those things, like put together all that package and develop software, you can hire different people. You can create a company on this. Of course. People. You can hire different people to do it. And then that creates jobs, and it actually creates more income for you for less work. So it can be very efficient for you too.
You're right. You're right. Thank you for your advice, Freddie. Thank you for your advice, Edward. Yeah, in fact, this is an endeavor in which normally I would just use my consulting firm just to put in place the package, the website or the blog, and all what is needed to offer this model or any other model or approach to entrepreneurs, business inventors, business creators, and even project sponsors. Thank you for your advice, and I'm sure I will get the strength and the people for that.
And you're also teaching this to other students, correct?
Of course. I will just review my courses on project management to insert the findings of my research.
Now, you could create a project with your students where they actually create this package to sell and have it one of their assignments. And
Yes, of course.
then the students and you together actually create a business.
Yeah.
That's completely legal.
Right.
Teachers
right.
and
That's
students can actually create businesses together.
Mhm.
And they and as their course projects, as their course assignments, they can actually be putting together the business on how to create the package, how to sell it online. They do everything as part of their project management course. So,
Mhm.
so you
In
have
fact, this is
students right there ready to work for you.
Of course, this is one of the objectives of of this doctoral degree, just to gain more credibility, to gain more validity in my teaching activities in the universities and other engineering colleges.
Yep. Excellent work. I love it.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, I think we're running to the end of this. Dr. Freddie Fregis, do you have any more to say?
No, Dr. Edward, I think it was perfect.
Andre
No other
Mboule,
question.
do you have any
Thank
more
you.
to say?
Just to thank you for the time, and to thank you for the support, especially to Edward since the beginning of this venture. I will not need to tell you that I started this venture 14 years ago, and in 2009 I just suspended for lack of finances, and when I resumed in this program, you just, I can say, welcomed me. And thank you for your advice and your support. And I know we still be linked. Thank you, Freddie, for taking up the advisory activities and this work. And
You're welcome, sir.
yeah, thank you. And we say in Cameroon, we are together. In French, we say nous sommes ensemble.
Oui, nous sommes ensemble.
Nous sommes ensemble. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for
Thank you.
Thank you for support.
Thank
Nous
you.
sommes ensemble.
Nous sommes ensemble.
Okay, I guess this will come to the conclusion of the thesis defense for Andre Mboule, who is doing a doctorate in project management. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.